But once again, why do we care about Bitcoin and Ethereum's little baby gains when we have HEX's insane gains? I mean, we're talking, if you bought the Bitcoin dump, so let me tell you how good HEX is. I bought Bitcoin at 30. I helped make the top at 30. I bought the top back then. Then it went down to 2. 30 to 65K is 2200x. My gains from buying Bitcoin in 2011 to 10 years later got beat by HEX gains in 1.5 years. So HEX did 2x the gains without staking, just holding the coin. It did 2x the gains in 1.5 years instead of 10 years. And then if you held your Bitcoin, now you're down. But if you held your HEX, you're like at new all-time high still. So the concept that I built something which axe murdered Bitcoin's gains is just beautiful. It's just amazing. Like, and it's pre-viral. It's pre-viral. Most people have never heard of it. A lot of people still think it's a scam. They don't know why though. It's a scam. Why? Who lost money? Everyone's going to lose money one day. Why? Because everyone's going to sell it once? Just like you can't sell everything at once. What are you talking about? It's better than Bitcoin. It's got less negative externalities. It's more efficient. It attacks a larger market. It accidentally has better features. Like it's better than Bitcoin. So why shouldn't it be worth more than Bitcoin? And then you hear silence. You're like, where did Bitcoin revenues profit come from? Inflation. Where does bank account profit come from? Inflation. Where does stock market profit come from? Next guy buying higher. Okay. Well, like we have less negative externalities than all those systems. HEX has less negative externalities and overheads and costs than all of those other systems combined. It's also more secure. It's also like it's just better in every way, but people they don't get it. And it's crazy to me. You're like, that's the reason there's so much opportunity in HEX is because most people don't get it. Much of the performance in a speculative investment is the ratio of how many people knew about it when you got in to how many people will know about it. And when that ratio is very good, you can overcome all types of things like inflation. So the reason Bitcoin had its most gain in the first year when it also had its most inflation is because even though its inflation was very high, the rate at which it could get new users percentage-wise was even higher. And so it's a ratio of new users to inflation that actually affects the supply and demand mechanic. So pre-viral HEX, before the fork, before you get HEX on 2 chains, oh my God, so good. So good. So good. Yeah.